Hello, and welcome to the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we're here for week 6 of the Prestige Cup Series as they start their season off and continue their season as we are here once again from the homestead, from the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race here for the Prestige Cup Series here in the High Velocity TV booth. Indy. Something we don't really have to give much of an introduction to. One of the mainstays here in the NASCAR calendar. One of the mainstays here in just the, motorsport calendar. Known for its likes here, especially here on the NASCAR side, for the Brickyard 400 for so many years. Remember, we came here on the Indy road course for a couple of seasons to kind of, change it up a little bit and had a couple of good finishes here. And then obviously a mainstay here. The Indy 500 or, the IndyCar series will come here and, race 500 miles. And it's just one of the crown jewel events that really any race car driver wants to be a part of, wants to win, right? And obviously we're here tonight, here from the virtual side of things as we get ready to start your week 6 here. A little over 7 minutes left in qualifying. In practice, and go ahead and get into it. Go ahead and go trackside to take a look and see what drivers are fast and what drivers to look for tonight. Right ahead, Kendorian Davis up here in P2 on the boards right now, fastest lap of 50.986. Good lap for this number 9 machine, and Kendorian, obviously someone we always have to look at here when we come to the Prestige Cup Series, especially his consistency. Won the championship last year, and I feel like that's a big reason why he did it is just the consistency he's had here time and time again when it comes to putting times together, putting together finishes. And right now sitting P2, looking really strong right now. Further on back, Tyler Helms, 2-time winner here in season 6 already. Him and Wyatt Thompson have really jumped off the gun really well right off the gates here. Tyler with 2 wins under his belt here in this Precision's Speed Solutions Camaro, and look at Tyler to be someone to come up here and battle here. Obviously wasn't the biggest fan of coming here to Indy, but obviously sitting up here in P3, can't be too upset about that. Carmelo has really been strong. He's really surprised us. Obviously didn't race the best here last season, and in some other leagues that we have covered, didn't race too well back in 2025, but has really picked up the pace, has really found something here in this sim, and it's not only here in this next gen machine, but also in the O'Reilly machine, and the O'Reilly car has really found something here, as we have come into 2026, and some things have changed, right? And gonna be interesting to see if he can continue to climb his way up to the field and through the charts, potentially get up there and battle for a win right now. Currently P4 right now, up in the charts right now at 51.991. Everybody's in the 9s here. 984, 986, 986, and a 991. So the top 4 are within you, literally hundreds of each other. So really competitive right now. And practice, we'll go ahead and show you guys. Everybody's fastest lap right now. Look at these times. 984, 986, 986. So Davis and Helms are now tied for that P2 position. The Echeverria back there at 991. Got Isaiah Fox back there at 9. Is the first driver to, get outside of those 50s up in the 51.0, but not that far off for a lot of these drivers. We'll see some people making some contact. David Goli last week got himself up into a podium right now, and you see him back there in the P11 position, still in the 1. So you see right there, now P12, right? P12 to P1, only 2/10 separate these drivers. So if everything's going to be this close, I'm very, very excited to see what the racing is going to be coming into week number 5. It's very exciting to see, how close everybody's been here, at least in practice. Obviously, a little under 4 minutes left. Let's go ahead and take a look at your point standings and and we'll take a look and see, how points should stack up here coming into week number 6. We'll look at the playoff standings here. We're not going to look at the full season standings, and we already have 3 drivers locked their way into the playoffs. Tyler Helms with those 2 wins, Wyatt Thompson with those 2 wins, and then Joseph Enright came in here and won last week at the Super Speedway, and at Talladega, and that leaves some other drivers trying to race their way in on points right now. Currently, the driver you're looking at right now, the highest driver up in points is the number 55 at Gabe Ringoli with 174 points. Only 2 points behind, though. Colby Duckworth in the 33. He's had some really good runs here as of recent. Right now, I don't see Colby in the field. So that, oh, no, he is P8 right there. I just can't read with that 51.05 for so Colby and Gabriel battling for that P4 spot, really the top seed out of the winners right now. Travis Prather back there, about 10 points behind that battle for the leader of the non-winners there. Travis Prather back there, P6. Kendorian Davis back there, P7. Remember, Kendorian has had a lot of speed, but has gotten caught up in a couple of wrecks, so they put him definitely behind the ball. Max Ford back there in P8, Jackson Brown P9, Peter Hop P10, Carmelo Echeverra, and Wyatt Blair, the last 2 drivers above the cutoff, and only 4 points behind there in P13. Jacob Bryant, Nicholas Rode, 8 points behind the cutoff. Zachary Trevino, 11 points, and 17 points behind the cutoff back there in P16 is the 17 of Luca Lewis. So, obviously not over for any of these drivers when it comes to looking at, racing their way into the playoffs. Obviously a long ways to go here when it comes to getting their way in, right? The regular season ends there at Gateway, which is in, I believe, 4 weeks. So right now we're racing Indy Oval right here, and then we go to the Freedom 300 at Charlotte. Then we go to Watkins Glen, then the Iowa, then the Gateway, and the Gateway will be our regular season finale, and we'll start our playoffs at Atlanta to start off our chase / playoffs. So, be interesting to see. But you see, just over a minute left in practice. Some drivers down pit road practicing some green flag pit stops. If we go green here, this is going to be something that we have to look at. Are these green flag pit stops super easy to overcook the entry, and not because it's not because it's a hard pit entry. It's because it's easy, and people want to push their buttons here to try to get as much as they can coming down pit road. And you see a lot of speeding penalties here from Indy. Looking at some more drivers. Hector Collazo up the P2 in the boards there with that number 21 machine. Travis Prather out on track right now in that 58 pristine auction machine. The practice time to come through and in here. You'll see Prather put that car on the outside wall. Caleb Gordon out on track in that 24 machine. Good looking car for this 24. We love to see like these. It's funny to see on the sim these schemes that you'll never see in real life, and it's because of how funny or silly they are, but. Practice complete. We'll go ready to get into qualifying here from official Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Right now, we see the 24. Put his car out on the track. Charlie Maxwell out on track. Did not have the best start here on the HVTV channel. The best race, really. Last time we saw him was for the UISQRS setups Cup Series finale at Homestead, and did not have the best race here, but Riley here and also races in Prestige. Riley can do 5 minutes for these drivers to set 2 laps in. This is something that they'll have to look at because you can't really sit around and wait on some of these faster guys if you're a faster guy to see what the your competitors are going to run here. I mean, just the outlap by itself is going to probably take over a minute to get out and to get up to speed to even start your first qualifying lap here. And then, 2 qualifying laps are give or take 50 seconds. So that's 3 minutes, probably a little over 3 minutes. That only gives you about 2 minutes of grace time to, come down and wait on some drivers to, figure out what they want to do. Riley go across the front stretch for the first time to start his first time lap. 2 laps that these drivers have to set a clean lap, right? Cannot get up into the outside wall, can't get down there and touch that grass or into the corners. Obviously, especially here in the 1 and in the 3 and 4, there's that grass that you could potentially get into. It's a little bit harder here in the turn 2 just because of that, the pit exit there. But can't touch the wall, can't do anything to really make contact with this car at all, or your lap time will be disallowed. Have some drivers who've set some laps, so go ahead and pull up your fastest time right now. Currently, Colby Duckworth, top of the charts here with the 51.02. And here comes Tyler Holmes with the 50. He's the first car to get into the 50s with that 50.940. Look at that. You see Riley getting away from that outside wall, trying to... There is a little bit of, I wouldn't call it side drafting, but if you do get up to that outside wall, it will pull you back just a little bit of, side force that these cars have. Will pull you back, but right now, Riley currently P8, decides that's a good lap for him. Not going to try anything else. Zachary Trevino out on track now in this number 8 machine. AJ Moore up to P3, 51.028. You see there on the left-hand side of your screen. Ruffino out of 4, going to be getting that outside wall. That's going to disallow his lap. He's going to have one more shot. No. That's an interesting call. That was his second lap, I guess. So I guess it doesn't matter. Zachary Trevino will not set a lap time. Max Ford out on track. P18. Oh, man, a huge hit to the 11 machine. Did to look at some drivers. Nicholas Roden, the 29, currently P17. We'll have 4 drivers who elected not to lap time. Jacob Bryant, Isaiah Fox, Zachary Trevino, Peter Hopp in 83, electing to not set a lap time. Isaiah Fox and Zachary Trevino both tried to set a lap time, but either hit the wall, made a mistake doing something, and weren't given a lap. Peter Hopp, Jacob Bryant, both didn't even attempt a lap here. So, but just like that, you see the ticker counting down, and Tyler Holmes, Colby Duckworth, going to be your front row here from Indianapolis. While we wait on everybody getting their cars and get ready to go, we'll do it go ahead and go through a quick race rundown. 80 laps here from Indianapolis with the stage on lap 25, 80% fuel, and 5 sets of tires, including the one they have on their car right now. So 4 extra sets sitting in the pits waiting on them. 1 fast repair for tonight's race, and obviously we just saw practice and qualifying underway here. And it looks like we got most of our cars out on track tonight early. So let's go ahead and get your starting lineup here, presented by High Velocity TV. Tyler Helms will be your pole sitter for tonight's race with that 50.94 alongside Colby Duckworth, that teammate, in the number 33. AJ Moore will qualify in that P3 position alongside Hector Colazo in the 21. Dorian Davison at number 9 will be P number 5 alongside Caleb Gordon, rounding out that row 3. Row forward consists of Joseph Finwright and Carmelo Echeverria back there in the 81. And rounding out the top 10, Jackson Brown, Bradley Maxwell, and number 88 machine. Being outside the top 10, Owen Laxon is 71. Gabriel Ngoli back there running out that row 6 in P12. Wyatt Thompson in the 77 alongside Luca Lewis in that number 14 position. Nicholas Rode in the 29 will be P15 alongside Chase George in the 17. Ryder Morgan in the 65 will start P17 alongside Max Ford back there in P18. Maxwell Thunderberg in the 13 will start in P19, and rounding out the top 20, Travis Prather in that number 58 machine. Rounding out the rest of the field, you see Gabriel Ngoli, Zachary Chavino, Isaiah Fox, Peter Hopp, and Jacob Bryant. Everybody outside of that 15 and not decide to set a lap time here qualifying, so they'll start tail end of the longest line here, start this race here from Indy. Take a look at your race weather for tonight's race here from Indianapolis. You see a 65-degree air temperature and a 74-degree track temp. So right now, at least, the track looks really prepped, really well put together. I can't wait to see what these drivers are going to do here. You see 64% humidity and 30-mile-an-hour wind. So a little bit of wind here to start tonight's race, but not enough to probably affect the way these drivers are going to handle the car here. Did you see lights off on the pace car? So no more time for waiting. We'll see these cars get double file. We'll get ready to go. 80 laps here from Indianapolis. Remember, that stage caution will happen on lap 25. So we do get 1 guaranteed caution here. But besides that, it's up to these drivers, up to these 25 drivers here in the field, see how they're going to handle this race, handle this restart. But you'll see the pace car take a hard left turn down pit road. Just like that. You see Tyler Helms, the 45 Chevy Toyota front row, and we're green here from Indianapolis. Wrecking in the back already. We're gonna just keep it green now. There it is. Caution will wave. Not the start that anybody wanted. I'll have to go all the way back here, see what happened at the start of this race. Oh, wow, the 16. This is the first thing, the 16. This is a Chase George, I believe. Still spinning out of the corner. He's going to grab the 65. Further on up here, this is the start of the race. comes the 65 with Ryder Morgan. Just a huge stack up in the back here. The 15 will grab the 09. The 65 will get involved as well. Here comes the rest of the field, nowhere to go. That's a 33 Duckworth involved as well. I think that all really stemmed from that 16 of Chase George having that mistake out of 4, and that's like the worst place to have it, right on the start. You already see a lot of damage on that 16 machine. We'll have to use that fast repair before the race even starts. And caution will wave, unfortunately, before we really even get to go green. Just making sure that turning paints are up to date here before we get back down here onto the track. I did see some paints that were potentially from the UIS race. It looks like some drivers still not changing those over, so unsure if that's a broadcast issue or a driver issue, but now you see the 45 of Hector Collazo. We'll say 21, but he's driving a 45 machine, so interested to say the least of, that choice. But under caution here from that restart wreck. We saw Chase George get an EOL penalty for that kerfuffle. He started there on lap. He will go to the tail end of the longest line. He'll go to the tail end of the longest line after fortunately causing that and bringing us under caution before we even really got to go here from Indy. So as we reset once again here, you'll see most likely the lights on the pace car go off this time by. We'll go side by side, single, double file once again. We will. You'll see that Tyler Holmes actually picked the top side this time. Since this is technically a caution, that allows the leader to pick which lane he wants. Tyler Holmes said, I want the top line. That'll give Hector Collazo the bottom side. You'll see Kenorian Davis will actually be back there in P3. No, P4, and you'll see, who is that? The 5 machine of JJ Moore back there in P3. I'm so used to Kendorian being the 5 car. He was a 5 car last year. Now it's switched over to the 9, and now JJ Moore is now the 5 machine. It looks like everybody was able to stay on the lead lap. Probably those guys who got caught up in that lap 1 incident probably had to use those fast repairs. So, and that's the worst thing that you can have happen, right? Get caught up, not even in a wreck that really didn't even, the race hadn't really even officially started yet, and you have to use that fast repair early. Got to be a tough break for some of those drivers who were forced to. Like, I think probably the 16 if George had to use his back here. And yes, so everybody else, it looks like, did not use theirs, but the 16 was kind of at his hand first. You saw when we looked at that driver and hadn't doing damage onto that 16 machine, so didn't really have a choice. But at the end of the day, it was kind of his fault why that happened. From what it looked like, I didn't really see. Maybe he got some contact from someone. It looks like he just got loose, kind of came down the track, unfortunately spun it out. didn't really look at it too far, so I'm not going to place blame unless I absolutely have seen a replay. But at the end of the day, right there for that 16. Well, you do see the pace car take a hard left turn. It's coming to the 3, the 45. Once again, if they're going to flip spots, the 3 leads us to green. Going across the stripe. Give it to Helms as he's going to lead us into lap 6. Didn't get the opportunity to get our flybys at the start of the race, so gotta do right there. So you see Helms out there leading the pack here, and already about half a second back. That's Hector Collazo in the 45. We talked about, we're going to have to talk about this throughout the race. This 30 air is going to be very, very key to success here. Tyler Helms getting out here early, getting this clean air. You see him, snaking around, trying to keep, the draft advantage of the cars behind as low as they can, but Collazo under fire. Now here comes Kendorian Davis underneath the 9 machine. Going to be side by side for the P2 position down here in the turn 3 and the turn 4. Still side by side. Now it's going to be about who goes with who here. Looks like the 5 will go with the 9 machine. Give him a little bit of an arrow push. 9 will get side by side. Collazo, we're going to try to fight hard on the top, but it looks like Kendorian will clear him here, going in out of 2. Down the short chute in the 3. Here comes the number 5 of JJ Moore. Oh, the 45 into the wall hard there. He's going to lose a lot of time there. That's the worst spot to, get the wall there, because look at this long straightaway that you just have so much less pace here. And he's got a little bit of wheel damage, looks like, on that 45. Not the corner that Hector wanted to see there. We're trying to get a good camera angle on this. Yeah, look at that right front. A lot of damage to that 45. Is he's going to come down pit road? No! Tried to come down pit road. Overcooked the entry. Going to have to stay on one more lap here. Does Collazo have a meatball? No. A lot of damage to that 45. Look at that. Went all the way from P2 all the way back to outside the top 20. Just in a blink of an eye. With that all battling back. They're behind. Tyler Helms able to put on a little bit of a gap to the cars behind. And they're going to continue to see this snaky throughout the race. Tyler trying to break the draft of the cars behind so they cannot catch back up. And Dorian, you see back there, a little bit of a gap to the car behind him. That's the teammate JJ Moore trying to run him back down. But JJ Moore can't make a mistake. I don't imagine that this 5 will, but got the 81 of Echeverria. He's up 4 spots from where he started. And this 81 has continued to impress me all season long. Be right on board with the driver at 81. You see right here, you have to be so disciplined with the car. You got to get it down to the bottom. You see a lot of drivers dip those left tires underneath that white line, but you can't do it too much. You catch the curb, you catch the grass, that upsets the car. If you don't get it down enough, you have to kind of pedal it around the corner. You just have to be so disciplined when it comes to moving this car around and making time here from Indianapolis. I mean, it's basically 4 of the same corners. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are very similar, and then turn 2 and turn 4 are very similar as well. It's one of the only tracks we come to where all the corners kind of correlate to each other to a point, right? see a lot of like typical, ovals where, 1 and 2 is going to be different than 3 and 4. You look at something like a Charlotte, right? Where turn 1 and 2, the corner is just a lot wider, but when you go down in the 3 and 4, especially the exit, that just that turn 3 and 4 with the way the dog leg is a lot more narrow, and you have to approach it a little bit different. Like here at Indy, all the corners are pretty similar. Obviously, there's a little subtle distance, probably some little differences that all these drivers are going to try to pick up on, but for the most part, I mean, this is a rectangle, right? Turn 1 and turn 3 are going to be pretty similar, and then turn 2 and turn 4 are going to be pretty similar, right? And you have to take them differently, right? As well. Turn 2 and turn 4, you really have to emphasize the exit for these long straightaways till you get down into turn 1 or into turn 3, where I would say you probably push a little bit more on entry to get a little bit more pace out of the car there. Make sure not to wash up, and then set up the car for exit here down these long straightaways here as you see this 81 come out of turn 4. Ooh, almost getting it outside wall. Really pushing that 81 machine right now. Everybody's starting to gap around each other. Now the closest cars right now is this 88 and the 31. Jackson Brown trying to track down the 88 of Riley Maxwell. And Riley, really up the track there. That's going to allow the 31 to get right there on the back end of this 88. Now side by side down this long back stretch. 31's going to get to the inside, side by side going into turn 3. 88 will just give him the spot and knows, okay, you're a little bit quicker as the 33 is a little loose. Loose and outside wall goes the 31. 31 will go around. Now it should be a caution, because it will be. We saw it live right there. Take a look here. 31. Side by side with 88. You see Riley just give him the spot. You're a little bit quicker than me, and then you see right there, look at this 31. Already loose, gets onto the apron, walking it up the track, and I mean, Riley did nothing wrong there. Fortunately, 31 needed more track to try to save it. The 88 was there, and the 31 goes around off the nose of the 88. Riley, it looks like for the most part, might have gotten away. Oh man, never mind. Lots of damage to the front end of that machine. And tough break for the 88. Nothing he really did wrong. He did really everything right there. Saw that the 31 was a little bit quicker, gave him the spot, backed out on entry, let him have it, and then unfortunately just wrong place, wrong time for the 88 machine. You'll see some cars down pit side. That includes the 5 of JJ Moore. He's going to come down pit road. Very, very interesting call. Obviously, some of these guys who have damage, like the 45, like the 88, like the 31. But the 5, running inside, I believe that front 4. Time to come down pit road here. He's going to take tires, too. Wow. We're getting a caution in 10 laps. I'm surprised to see that. You see the 88, Maxwell, take the faster pair. He's actually going to beat the 5 down pit side out of pit road. AJ Moore decides to take tires here. The only thing I could really imagine he's trying to do is flip the stage. He'll stay out after stage 1 and try to keep the track position. Peter Hop coming out of pit road. Remember, he didn't qualify, so trying to work his way up through the field. Up 6 spots from where he started, but still back here in P18. Comes Hector Colazo. He used his fast repair as well. Wow. Probably a lot of damage to that right front. I would say it was probably north of 4 or 5 minutes of damage for him, and he just decided to use it now. Because if I'm Hector, unless that thing really drives bad, I try to baby it around as much as I can, but Trevino. Not Trevino. Jackson Brown. Still down here trying to fix this car. Trying to save that fast repair. As long as he can. Putting Morgan down pit side. He's currently 7 laps down. Only other car laps down is the 15 of Morgan. Of goalie, my apologies. You see a lot of damage to that 15. Got caught up in an earlier incident. A lot of damage to this Ford Racing Dark Horse Mustang. I'll just say we should be double foul here. And we need to go green here pretty quickly. There'll be a little bit of a change up now. It won't be the 45 of Colazo on that outside, you know, on that front row this time. Colazo, we already saw, got some damage. Me in the back, so now it's going to be the 3 and the 9. 2 Chevys on the front row is Dorian Davis tried to stay out alongside the top. Let's see, the top 15 cars who stayed out. And 16 on back. Led by the 88 of Maxwell, will be the first car on those fresher tires. Or at least that came down period. I don't think Riley even took tires there. It looks like a 7-second stop for the 88. So some took tires. Some of them just decided, like for instance, that 88 decided to, looks like he just came down, took the fast repair, came back out on track. Once again, gonna see that pace car take the hard left turn down pit side. Pete Helms and Dorian Davis get ready to go. 10 to go here in stage number 1. See the 3, a big advantage here. We'll see the 9. And that's interesting there. Helms with a good job. Anyway, actually going to get up there to the P2 spot. This looked like Davis was not up side by side with the race leader. Allowed that top side to get an even better jump than the bottom did. Right, we'll go up into the P2 position, but you'll see battling further on back. Lucas Lewis. Caution will wave further back. I think the 16, Chase George, got up in it back here. Peter Hoppin, the 83 as well. Got up in this mess. Take a look at what happened to the number 16. Oh, off the bumper of the 88, it looks like. No, the 88 put the bumper to the 16, and he'll go around. 83, a little bit of contact, cannot get that car slowed up. The High Motorsports machine also involved there is a 16. Stop perpendicular to the racing surface, and he'll get it spun back around. Caution will wave once again here from Indianapolis. You'll see everybody is stacked up once again. We say hello to everybody watching at home, whether you're watching over on the High Velocity TV YouTube channel, whether you're watching over here on twitch.tv/ChristianBoss13. We say hello over here from the High Velocity TV studios here in Central Kansas. Tyler Holmes is taking the lead, has not given it up, and I'd love to see in the chat who you guys are cheering for, who you guys are rooting for to come in here and take the win here from Indy. Obviously, one of these crown jewel tracks. I wouldn't say it's a crown jewel race here for the Prestige Cup Series, but definitely a crown jewel track that all these drivers are excited to come here and try to do something at. More drivers down pit side. Looks like Max Ford back there. Jacob Bryant down pit side. Chase George coming on back down pit road. Some more strategy here. Honestly, I don't mind that because obviously the closer we get to that lap 25, the easier it's going to be to flip the stage. Once again, if you don't mind, drop it a like on the broadcast. We'd really appreciate it. Shows us how much you appreciate all the hard work we do here up here with High Velocity TV. You'll see lights on the pace car. See if we can talk to someone up here in the booth. See if we can talk to Carmelo up here in that 81 machine. Hey, Carmelo, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy? Well, you're sitting up there in that P4 position, and you've really impressed us up here in the booth, at least, with just your race pace. Qualified up inside the top 10, but up 4 spots from where you started. Obviously, we've had a couple cautions start the night's race. What's kind of the mindset coming to the end of stage 1 here?
I think it's just to get the most stage points possible and have a good stop and be in the top 5 for the final stage.
Yeah, we've seen you being able to pass, quite a few cars tonight. What's the key to the success here? Is it going to be trying to get around with this clean air, or is it just trying to set up the car just to make up these, passes here with the mistakes of others?
I think it's just, be patient. They're going to probably wreck some more. So, yeah, just kind of mix of being patient and setting up the runs and whatnot.
We're getting ready to go 1 to green here to end stage 1, so we'll drag you back down. Good luck the rest of the way. Carmelo Cabrera in the 81, going to be starting P4. You're from Indianapolis. Actually, P6, my apologies. We got the scoring and timing all mixed up there. No, that way is... Yeah, that is P6. I think that's P6. So some question marks. It looks like Enright going to go up there and lead. Yeah, so that is P4. I was right. I think the 57 had a little bit of a confusion of where he needed to be. 57 going to be down there on the bottom. I think it's because... I think the 57 might have been confused because the 3 picked the top. Now here comes the 9. No. Okay, I think everybody's just trying to save fuel or something. I'm very confused as well up here in the broadcast booth, but... The lights on the pace car are off. Baby front row once again, and Tyler Holmes led every lap of this race. Once again, the pace car. Take the hard left turn down pit road. Tyler Helms, Joseph Enright, and Dorian Davis, Carmelo Echeverra. We get ready to see Tyler Helms inside the restart zone. We're green once again. We crossed the threshold. 6 to go here in stage 1. Oh, the 57 goes around. Reckon huge in the back here. And oh man, the 88 at Maxwell involved once again. What happened to the 57? This is going back to the restart. 57 was not the best jump here. Tight. The 9 just gets into the back end of him. Up in an inside wall and then trying to hold the brakes up. Nothing that can happen there though. Just kind of gets ran over there. Saw some other drivers involved though. The 88, Maxwell, something happened to this car as well. What happened to the 88? Oh man, the 88. I don't know if he was checking it for the wreck. Let's go on board. If we can find out what happened. I don't know if he just lost it on his own. Trying to check up, or maybe just a car got from underneath him here. Yeah, these are 2 separate wrecks. No, Riley's not gonna like me for going on board there, but I had to make sure that this wasn't something related to the wreck. Just unfortunately looks like he lost it on his own. These connections aren't easy to drive, so. Precautional wave, and we'll see when we get the green here. That might be the end of stage 1. I'd love to know. Once again, these like decisions right around that 5 lap mark. I'm unsure if this will be the end of stage 1. I think we might get a green-white checkered here to end stage 1. We should get the white here on 24. So it should be 24 going into 25. We might have a 1-lap shootout for the stage. So we're looking. We'll get the 1 to go here most likely. Lap 23. See when they hit the stripe here. We're looking at this pace car right now. Lights are off. So we should be going to green here on lap 24. If anything, it'll be a 1-lap shootout. Once again, I'm always unaware if is going to 25 or if it's the completion of 25, it'll either be a one lap shootout or it will be a green white checkered here for stage 1. So it's going to be a Toyota Chevy front row. Tyler Helms continues to lead. And I remember him saying that he wasn't very excited about Indy. But right now he's got the clean air. He's got the preferred place in the field right now. With this clean air, continuing to get these good restarts. You know, he talked about not being excited about coming here to Indy, but looking like he might be one of the guys to beat. Especially if he can keep this track position. We'll see what they could do here. Pace car will take the hard left turn on the pit road. And we'll get ready to complete stage 1 here from Indy. Tyler Helms, Echeverria in the 81. See the 9 in the 73 as we get ready to go back green here. Tyler Helms lead us back to green. Another great jump by the 3 machine. They're going to try to go side by side for the P2 position. Norrin Davis going to try to defend on the top. Contact between those two. And here comes the 73. 3 wide for the P2 position. And Dorian was trying to be defensive with that. He's going to lose 1, maybe 2 spots because here comes Wyatt Thompson. Thompson side by side with the 9. Tyler Helms already down the front stretch here. He should easily win stage 1. All single file for now. Look at that. Lucas Lewis took advantage of the 3 wide maneuver that he kind of got put into. Made a 2-for-1 pass. Davis back there. Here comes JJ Moore. Now look underneath the 77. 77 is going to cross him over. And almost contact between him and Owen Lax back there in the 71. Now this time, Tyler Helms. Down the front stretch, it's going to be Doran for that position back there. The 77, the 5. There's contact between the two, and they're going to wreck in the back. Owen Lax, the 29. Oh, man. Caution wave. Tyler Helms will win stage 1, and we saw this all start with the 71 here. They were trying to, take positions away for stage 1, and unfortunately, tore up a bunch of cars doing it. Go up into the blimp cam. You see the 77 and the 5 dooring each other to try to get the spot here. And then, we'll go back and look at that. Of course, like, when they make contact is when we get the pylon here. 77 up into the outside wall. And you just see the 71 make a little bit of contact with the right front. He's going to come up and get the 55, a goalie. The 29 of Nicholas Rowe, nowhere to go. You see the 16. Nowhere to go. The 1, the 71. All kinds of cars tore up here. And none of these guys, I wouldn't even say it was the 71's fault. That was really on the 77 and the 5 dooring each other. and they're just kind of stacking everybody back up to them. The 71 gets a little bit of net code contact, and around goes a lot of drivers here in stage 1. But with stage 1 underway, congratulations to Tyler Helms on his stage. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break and let you guys and show off some of these guys as league partners here as we get ready to take a quick ad break. So we'll be right back at the other side of this commercial break.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Come back to the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we got done with some pit stops here to end stage 1. And let's go ahead and talk to your stage winner and number 3 of Tyler Helms. Find him down here somewhere. There he is. Go ahead and talk to Tyler Helms up here. HVT booth. Hey Tyler, it's Christian up here in HVT booth. Got a copy?
Hello?
Hello?
Gotcha.
Well, first of all, congratulations on stage 1, and have led. Well, you're not going to lead these laps here under caution, but up until that stage break, have led every lap of the race. I remember you talking to us before we came here tonight. Not very enthusiastic about coming to Indy, but obviously looking pretty quick tonight.
Yeah. We're feeling good. I'm shocked, to be honest. Did not expect this at all. Figured out something special in practice and put together in qualifying, and you've seen this, how I've been having to drive people. You're gonna see the rest of this race as well. It's just the style of track and the style of racing. And it's just, it's not what I want to do. I don't want to have to go and aero block people and then snake down the straightaways. But when I pull 8/10 off of them every single time, then I guess you're gonna kind of have to. I low-key wanted the Triple Crown. I wanted to go start on a pole, lead every lap and win the race, and then Curse Kobe had to stay out, and then Max said take no tires. So we got 52 to go, 29 on fuel. We're just gonna ride around. We're gonna pass Kobe here right away, I think, hopefully, and then try to set sail again. And if we get that long run, I think we'll be good for that as well.
And you talked about having to drive people a little bit differently than you'd like to. How important is this cleaner, especially here at Indy?
Oh, it's absolutely everything at this track. I know this season I made clean air and dirty air a big thing, which it always is in this car, but at this track I think it is the most important thing. It's the most important at this track. It's only one lane, and if you can, as you can see, Ken Dorian, he wasn't able to pull within 6/10 of me. He'd get a couple tenths on the straightaways, maybe, or in the corner. I would drive it in easier into the corners, but he would have the dirty air, so he's using the right front tire up, and I'm not. And then on the straightaways, I'm snaking, and he was stuck within between 6 and 9 tenths. So, it's just, I mean, I don't want to have to drive like that, but you kind of have to. Dirty air's been really bad all race. I haven't even practiced in the dirty air, but what I've heard is that it's really bad. So the goal is to go get the clean air and then drive away and not even have to go deal with the dirty air. So we're going green right here, and hopefully we can go get back to this front and get another top 3 here today.
Well, we wish you good luck getting ready to go back green, and yeah, we wish you good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, I'll try to put on a show for you guys.
Thanks a lot. Tyler Helms says we're getting ready to go green. And it's going to be the 33 of Colby Duckworth. Max forward on the outside. Toyota Chevy front row. 33 leads us back to green. Duckworth forward side by side here for this P1 position. Not going to give up anything yet. We'll see them be still side by side down here in the one out of the exit of 2. Down this long front stretch. You see the snaking start. Still side by side contact between the 2 leaders. Tyler nowhere to go yet as they're side by side. Nothing you can really do with it. Still nothing that Tyler could do. Here comes the 73, Luca Lewis. Trying to make something happen. Tyler blocks that off. Side by side with the Max Ford teammate. You'll see now this 33 try to snake across this front stretch here. Now it'll be Holmes in the 11 of Max Ford side by side. Tyler will get up there and arrow block that number 11 machine. Put himself into the P2 spot. And there goes the 11 of Max Ford. He goes around here after the arrow grief him. Take a back look and see what happened here on our blimp cam. You see Tyler just get up there in front of that 11 off the outside wall, and that's just all from the arrow grief here. We're right on board with the 11. We'll see exactly what Tyler was talking about here. We'll go on board. Hear him, he's lifting out of the gas. Gets up to the outside wall. Makes contact, I believe that was the 73, Luca Lewis. And around he'll go. Tough break for the 11. Remember, I mean, Tyler gave us a little bit of insight there. Didn't take tires. We could definitely see that here in the timing and scoring. Only down in his box for about a little under 6 seconds. So I'm trying to do something different here to start stage 2 to give himself some track position. But fortunately, cannot hold on to it here. I'll be under caution here for the 4th time, excluding the stage caution here from Indy. So Colby Duckworth. And lap older tires, but I believe still has somewhat fresh tires, right? I mean, we've been under caution now, probably for what, 4 or 5 laps, right? So I would say he's probably got about, what, 6 to 8 lap fresher older tires, I mean, the rest of the field here. But Tyler got some help there up to the P2 spot. He'll start there on the front row, so it's going to be, that 33 might have his work cut out right now, trying to hold back these guys on these fresh tires. But we do have some guys down pit side. AJ Moore leads this field down pit road. And guys, maybe it looks like just topping off on fuel. Yeah, that's what the 17 is going to do. Chase George out of pit road already. Everybody else sitting here for an extended amount of time. Plazo back there. I don't see any damage on the 5 of Moore. I don't know, maybe he's going to race control the rest of the way out, but there's some guys still down pit side. Jackson Brown. A slow roll out the pit road. Interesting stuff back here in pit road, but you'll see the 31. Oh, I see. Maybe pit road was closed there. You had to wait. I'm not sure. I think that would make sense in my mind, at least. You see under caution once again. Max Ford. In type, getting up the wall. He sits currently back there in P16. Back out of pit road though. You'll see everybody get double file. Gonna be the 33 and the 3 machine. Everybody sacked up here. We will be going back to green here with, I believe, 56 laps to go. 46 laps to go. I heard they only had about 29 laps of fuel in the tank, so sounds like they're gonna have to at least make one more stop to get to the end. Remember, 80% fuel here for the PRS Cup Series. That would make sense. So once again, the pace car will take a hard left turn back on the pit road. Heavy front row once again. Colby Duckworth will lead us to the green this time. Outside, Tyler Helms. Gonna be 2 Toyotas in that second row. Luca Lewis, Carmelo Ecabera back there in 81 as we go to get back going green here. The 33 leads us back. Pretty even jump by the 3 and the 33, but the 3 is forced to the outside. His own wrecking in the back. That's the 09. Isaiah Fox caught up in here. Caution will wave once again. Take a look and see what happened. You're on with 09. That white car outside of the 29. Looks like, oh, just 4 wide. Not going to make that work on a restart. Fortunately, him and the 81 contact with the inside wall. Looks like the 81 not a lot of damage. Trying to find Carmelo here. Take a look and see what happened. See what the damage looks like for him. I'd hate for him to be tore up. really fast car tonight. Fortunately, I would say these two get the worst of that. Fortunately, then those two were unfortunately the two that weren't really the cause of that. Just can't go 4 wide here, especially on these restarts. Really anywhere, especially into the corner. You cannot really fit 4. You can technically fit 4 cars, but it's not. We need to be doing there. There's no grip there on that top side with all the marbles and stuff right there. We've seen all for years now that the bottom lane is really. You can maybe go like kind of up in a higher lane, maybe. Especially if you're trying to defend, but you cannot go up there up to that high side. We'll see the caution wave once again here from Indianapolis. You'll see some cars come down Brickyard. I think led by Gabriel Goalie back there. A lot of these guys damaged from that last wreck. Gonna pass the timing board here. Very iconic here at Indy. Especially here for Indy 500 qualifying. At that lap time, and you'll see the fans go and trek right out there at that big timing tower to see where that driver that they saw or their favorite driver where they are sitting in qualifying. Obviously, Indy qualifying, very, very infamous here. I mean, it's one of the most prestigious things that we do here at Indianapolis, right? And that's not even the Indy 500, right? That's the qualifying to get into the Indy 500, right? And that's just how historic and prestigious that race has been and will always be here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Yard of Bricks. See lots of cars down pit side. We'll go back here to your race leaders. 33 of Duckworth. Tyler Helms. Once again, we'll restart on the front row. You'll see the lights on the pace car will go off. We're going to approach the halfway point here in this race. Going to be 2 teammates leading us to green. 33 of Duckworth. 3 of Helms. And Duckworth holding on to this track position while he has. Remember, was close. Winning there last week at Talladega, I believe. I believe last week was Talladega. It was Talladega. At the race that, you know, his family, his relative sponsored, right? Fortunately, came home P4. Wasn't even able to get a, you know, an interview out of that 33 machine. But was so close to getting it done there. And how special would that be, right? It was the Andy Duckworth, Indian Cooling 212, and how cool would that have been, right? I mean, and you think about it, like, even when it comes to real NASCAR, right? When you go and someone goes and wins, like, let's say there's been a couple times where Joey Logano has gone and won the Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas to end the season, and he was in that Pennzoil machine, right? How cool does that have to be to potentially be in a position to go win a race where your title sponsor is the sponsor of the race, right? So, I mean, I feel kind of heartbroken because you don't get to see that a whole lot here and on the sim, especially in these leagues and stuff like that. But right now, holding on to this track position here in this 33 machine, he'll have his teammate Tyler Holmes there on his outside. Let's see if he can hold on. The pace car will hook down pit road once again. It's going to be Helms, Duckworth, Lewis, and Trevino now up inside the top 4 as we get ready to go back in here from Indy. A great jump by the 33. He's actually got out of the frame there. It was such a good jump. Here comes the 3 machine. Here comes Luca Lewis. He's going to cut the nose off of the 3. Remember, we talked about how the clean air was and that Tyler was going to try to be aggressive to get back to the front. I think maybe some of those guys heard him and said, well, if you're going to be aggressive, I'm going to have to be aggressive to keep you out of this, right? We know Tyler is a dangerous driver here when it comes to getting on a roll. He's very quick. He knows how to get around here at a lot of these tracks. And we saw it. Maybe Lucas heard that, right? But okay, well, if you're going to be aggressive and you say, I have to get to the front, maybe I'm going to reverse into you and be even more be a little bit more aggressive. Oh, I think that's the 77 Wyatt Thompson at outside wall. Somehow keeps it straight. No caution. He'll lose a lot of track position. He'll be outside the top 15 now. Here comes Duckworth. Duckworth trying to hold off these guys on these older tires. Making continues here from Indy. You see how much this 30 air is affecting these drivers behind them. Was this the call to potentially get him a race win tonight as a 33? He's got about, I would say, 7 to 9 lap older tires. But it looks like this clean air, it doesn't matter, right? Duckworth starting to pull away for the rest of the field here as everybody else is trapped behind this 30 air fest. Tyler Helms said he wanted to be aggressive, but he can't even get past the 73. Now here comes the 3 on the bottom. 73 is going to give him the spot for now. No, Tyler's going to be quick. Now can he run down his teammate in the 33 about 7/10 up the road? We just crossed the halfway point. Duckworth right now. Last lap was a 51.4, 51.3 for Tyler. Everybody else running in the 6s and the 7s. Max Ford. Fresher tires. He ran a 2 that lap. Ran his fastest lap of the race, actually, that lap. 51.23. So Max Ford trying to move his way up through the field. He's already gotten back up. He's see the rear end of that 9 Kendorian Davis machine. Inside, that's the top 5 right there. Really the top 4 under a blanket. See that 33 a little bit out further out in front. Now I was extending that lead to about 0.8 of a second. This is when I see maybe the fresher tires here being an advantage. I really like where everybody's running right now. I think this is potentially could be our second green flag run here, and I'd really love to see it maybe come into a green flag pit stop sooner down the line. No one here can make it on fuel, so there's no such thing as stretch of fuel here. Even the 9, even the 11, Max Ford, who has, you know, the freshest tires of this, you know, top 7. Can't make it on fuel, right? people that were last on pit road were the guys who got caught up in that wreck, and that was 7 laps ago. I'll actually show you guys. Look at this. 26, 16, 11, 7, and 6 laps for JJ Moore, right? So no one can make it on fuel, even if they wanted to, right? I heard the max they could go was 29 or 37, and you can't save, 15 laps of fuel here, especially at Indy. Back up to your race leader. Duckworth has been able to hold on. Everybody single file. Zachary Trevino. Under fire from the 9 of Davis. Davis got loose there on entry. Had to check up. Trevino will try to run away from this 9 machine. The 9's got pressure. That's the 11 of Max Ford starting to drive his way up through the field with those fresher Goodyear Eagles. Although the 9 with a huge send. Down into turn 1. Side by side for the 8. The 8 had to give him the room there, but unfortunately the 9 had to back out of it. Here comes Max Ford on the outside and try to pass him the hard way. Contact. Still side by side here down the backstretch. Here comes the 45 of Hector Collazo. Collazo said, "Thank you guys, 2 for 1. I'll take it." And he's going to move himself up into the top 5. Max Ford's got to be steaming right now. And now Collazo in a good spot here. Going to try to run that 8 machine. Look at this. Timeline for this 21 machine. Up the second at one point. Remember, got into the outside wall. Gave himself a meatball. Went all the way back to P22. All the way back up inside the top 5. And running down this 8 machine. Reno's got to be careful here. I don't think he has the best car right now, right? Got the older tires comparatively to the cars behind. You already saw him kind of cause a little bit of a stack up there, trying to be defensive. As the race goes on, people are not going to be as careful, right? I guess is the best way to put it. They're going to put it in there, and they're not going to care if it's going to put you in a bad spot. Unfortunately, this close, that Segi is not going to prevent this 45 from slowly reeling in this 8. Just when does Hector make this move here? Oh, you see him get tight, dirty air. Gonna back him off a little bit. This is the closest battle we have right now. Everybody else kind of separating themselves out. Lazo trying to run down the 8 machine. Oh, battling in the back though. Isaiah Fox, Dorian Davis. As Davis continues to drop through the field. Remember, these guys got fresher tires compared to this 9 machine. Jackson Brown all over the back end of the 09. Plaza now. Pressure from Max Ford. This is the tricky spot that a lot of these guys are in now, right? If you're a Hector, right? What do, right? If you're aggressive to try to get around the 8 and you put yourself in a bad spot, you're going to get passed by the 11. But if you sit behind there, you're going to lose time to the sitting behind the 8. The 8 is slowly like falling off the rest of the field here. Look at Lewis starting to, also is starting to fade back to this 4-car group. These guys all on the line behind them. Good to see if this 72 is going to start the stake to try to get away from the draft. Hey, the safety starts again. Caution will wave. Jacob Bryant back here in the back. It looks like Riley Maxwell once again involved. What happened in the 48 machine? Going into 1. Do the short shoot. Oh man, that's the 77 to Thompson. Losing on his own. Gets into the gas a little bit too soon. Whoever corrects up into the outside wall, nowhere for the 48 or the 88 to go. Just a tough break, and unfortunately for those two, it looks like the 77 goes relatively unscathed. You see a little bit of damage on the door of the 77, but definitely the 48 and that 88 got to blend into that. And now this really changes a lot, because now we're in potential fuel window of being able to make it. So now everybody's going to come down pit road here. This will drag everybody down pit side, because we're in that range. I'm almost positive Tyler said 29 laps. We're on lap 20. We're 29 to go. So wait on these drivers to come down pit road, and we'll go ahead and talk to the 33 of Duckworth. Go ahead and talk to. Find him the 33 Duckworth here, up in the 33 machine. Hey Colby, it's Christian up here in the HBTV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Whoa.
Hey, you got me?
Yeah, I got you here. We're running up front. Obviously, it looks like you guys surpassed by the 3 machine and Tyler Helms, but we're up there with a little bit older tires, but we're able to stay ahead and actually start to pull away a little bit. We've talked about how the dirty air has affected everybody tonight. And obviously, we've seen it tonight with you being able to pull away, even with the older tires, it being a good a good strategy to just to get up here and try to make up as much time as you can. But obviously, so close last week to coming home from Talladega. Fortunately, just didn't get the help you needed there at the end. What's the mindset, with 28 to go, fuel wise and everything else to get you potentially back up here in a spot to win this race?
Hopefully, we could just get a good restart here and try to get clear of Tyler. But I mean, we're going to kind of work together because we're teammates. But just try to get clean air as much as I can. That's just the name of the game here, is just having clean air. If you don't have clean air, you can't do anything. So that's basically how I got the lead, kept the lead or whatever. I stayed out on pit road, but just kept the lead for having clean air. But the car is still driving good. I mean, I was still making pace. So hopefully we can try to get clear here and get some clean air.
Yeah, that Valvoline number 33 looked really quick out when you were up there leading the race. But when it comes to fuel wise, I was told about 29, 30 laps here. Is fuel an issue here for the rest of the way?
It'll be close, but I think we'll be fine as long as there's no overtimes or anything like that. So I think we should be good, but never know.
Yeah, I guess you never know until you know. But starting up here on the front row, we'll drag you back down there with your teammates, and good luck the rest of the way.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Colby Duckworth in the 33. We appreciate him coming up here and talking to us right before he gets ready to go. Green flag racing once again here from Indianapolis. And he's looking strong. Like we said last week. Had a shot to win at Talladega. Just did not get the right pushes. Did not get people to get up there and push him up to the win. And Joseph Enright got it done last week from Talladega, getting his first win of the season, locking himself into the playoffs. Speaking of Enright, not the race he's won in, it's currently back there in P18, gotten caught up in a couple of wrecks. But I guess that's the cool thing about winning your end here in these playoffs, is that you don't really need to have a great race every race. As long as you get that win, that's all you need. A good job by that Enright team to give himself an opportunity to race for a championship. But now it's going to be Tyler Helms, Colby Duckworth, teammates on the front row as we get ready to go back green. Helms with a great jump, as well as Collazo, the following car on that top side. Those is Duckworth. Gonna squeeze the lemon. They both made contact. The lemon into the outside walls. Oh, they're wrecking to the back. Dorian Davis, Lucas Lewis, it looks like back there, up in an outside wall. The 3 wide going into turn 1. The 9 up it at the 73. The 73 had the 09 that was outside. Fortunately, just could not make the squeeze work. The 9 off the front bumper of the 73. And now everybody just kind of compacted together there in the 1 and 2. Fortunately, not enough room for everybody to make that work. And 9 off the front bumper of the 73. And caution will wave once again. We approach 25 to go. And we're seeing now that this is why the track position matters, right? It's hard to pass. It's hard to make this car want to work around others. And when you try to make it pass, we've seen it already. You can't make it work. You get tight, you make contact, and you usually cause some type of incident. And then once again, you're caught up in the wreck, and you just cannot get through the field. We'll see some more cars gonna come down pit road, maybe top off on. We'll come top off on some fuel. I think I saw the 31 lead them down. Gonna find him, Jackson Brown. The 81, the 55, the 73. I think that's the 57 to Enright as well. So Tyler continues the lead. We've talked about him wanting to be aggressive to get back to this clean air. And we know why, right? Whoever has the jump here on these restarts has not been passed all race long. And I mean that. All race long. Tyler led what, the first stage? All of stage 1. Lost the lead by a pit strategy when Colby came down and took, and actually Colby stayed out and was still able to pull away for the rest of the field. And now Tyler back up here on point. It'll be Helms, Palazzo, and Ford, your top 3. Colby Duckworth falls back to P4 after not having the best restart that last time by. But you see now the lights on, the pace car off. 2 by 2, they'll get lined up. Hector Collazo, what a recovery for him. Now back up here where he qualified, up 2 spots actually for where he qualified, up in this front row. He's had a chaotic night. Remember, walled himself, gave himself damage, came down and used that fast repair. Now up inside the top 2. Remember, 23 laps, that's still a long ways to go here from Indy. So we'll have to see. Can Hector maybe get a good jump on this 3 machine? Remember, these guys are all in the same VC. Pretty sure the top 4 all in the same VC. Let me take a gander. No. Max Ford in 4th, not in the same VC, but we do see Duckworth, Palazzo, and Helms all in the same VC. Granted, Tyler Helms is deafened. As he undeafens. So I imagine he's giving some call outs of when he's going to go. At the end of the day, we know Tyler wants to win, but we know he wants that team to do as well behind him as well. So we'll have to see it. Pace car. We'll head down pit side one more time. It'll be Helms, Palazzo, Duckworth, and Ford. Lean us back to grid. Here comes the 3 machine. We just cross the bricks one more time. Helms with a good jump once again. Palazzo up to P2. Duckworth trying to block off Trevino for this P4 position. Duckworth holds on to P4 for now. He's got a train right behind him. Everybody's going to be hungry to try to get, you know, a spot or two here on this restart before everybody gets single filed out. Side by side. Nowhere. Some contacts further back here. We saw some tire smoke. Making continues. Side by side at Cabrera. Looking underneath the 31. Cabrera not quite clear. He'll be on this inside row, but we'll get a little bit of help from the draft. 31 blinking. Oh, here comes the 9 of Kadori Davis. Taking advantage of this kind of distraction of the 31. 3 wide here going into turn 2. Look at that. 2 for 1 for Kadori Davis. What a move. Here comes JJ Moore behind him, his teammate. Those two take advantage of the 31 kind of blinking, which kind of held up that 81. All right, Cabrera loses 2 spots, just trying to be cordial. So Helms continues to lead here. Starting to pull away a little bit. Remember, this clean air, we've talked about it all race. Super important. Being the key factor to win this race is Hector Collazo on the outside wall. You see Max Ford on the outside wall. Colby Duckworth had to make evasive maneuvers to get away from the 11. He still tries to get around this 8 machine. So they're on back. Caleb Gordon. Side by side. Outside wall for the 24. He'll lose a couple spots here. There's a lot of damage to that 24 now. Making contact with the outside wall out of turn 2. Oh! Gets into the 5. JJ Moore. He saves it. There's a slow car. That's Prather in the 58. It's really slow. A lot of damage to that machine. Tough break for the 58. Jackson Brown gets around this little gaggle of cars. Back up to the race for the lead. Helms looks untouchable when he's got this race lead. Collazo is trying to do everything he can. Back up towards that machine. This is kind of that range where the dirty area isn't going to affect him as much right now. But if he starts to pick up some lap time, when he gets within, I would say within 6/10, I would say 4 to 6/10 is where that dirty area will start to play effect. And Hector just has to put this car where the 3 isn't. Back up the entry to try to get a good launch out of the corners. And use this draft to the best of his ability. Get back to this 3. That gap closing ever so slightly. Got it down to 6/10 into the sixes. Looks backwards here from the 3. Not a good quarter for the 45 there though. I mean, Palazzo doing everything he can to keep it steady, but starting to see everybody starting to get spread out here. That's what we want to see in the run. Max Ford, Zachary Trevino, kind of within range of each other. Because Duckworth is completely falling off the back end of this first pack. Be kind of an these top 3 with kind of an even gap here. Got 7/10 back to Palazzo, and then about, I would say 7 to 8, the 9/10 behind, depending on where you look at the lap, is the 11 to Ford. See the strap starting to work here. Palazzo's starting to slowly reel in the 3. Got it down to the 5s here down the straights. I'm Trevino, honestly. Unless you really think this 11's holding you up, I'm not going to race him. And you guys are kind of falling off the front, though, but if I'm to say it, I'm going to try to just arrow push him back up there and to see if maybe he can try to go battle, and if you guys get together, try to go catch those front 2. And now Palazzo seems to have about, I would say, equal pace to this 3. He's been able to keep it within striking range here. Helms up here and do everything he can to keep this car underneath him. Palazzo on these straights continues to gain time. He's gonna have it in the 4s here as we get ready to go into 1. We approach 10 to go here from Indy. Come on board with Hector to see what he's doing. Right now, back to 6/10, back to 5/10. About 5.5 tenths going into turn 1, and we know he's going to lose a little bit of time with this dirty air. Get back to the 4, back to the 3. About 6.5, exiting 2. Again, about 5.5 going into 3. They're about even. Going into the short chute, going into turn 4. See Hector just a little bit lower. I think that's where he's getting that advantage. Once again, 6.5 here. Can really gain that time. 9 to go here from Indy. Riley doing everything he can. Faking. Trying to do everything he can. Now we're under 5/10 now here. Great lap. A great corner out of the 45 of Collazo. He's getting into that point now that he could suck up to the back end of this 8 if he keeps this car off underneath. You see him getting it outside wall a little bit, but not enough to slow this machine down. He's going to easily be, what, 4.5 tenths behind here going into turn 1. Collazo has found something in this car. I just don't know how he's not getting an outside wall there. He's inches away. He may be touching it a little bit, but not enough to give an advantage. He's going to be within 3 tenths going into turn 1. It's going to be one thing to get to this 3. It's going to be another to pass. I'm super excited to see how this battle ensues here. But this race with 7 to go here from Indy. He's there. Those 2 back there waiting in the wings. That's Ford. That's Trevino. Hoping that these guys start to battle it out here with 5 to go. That's a long ways to go here from Indy. Those guys back there only a 1.5 seconds behind. Trevino a little bit better than the 45 that last half of the lap. All Hector has to do is kind of drive neutral to this 3. He's gonna have the advantage here on the straights to get back up to this 3 machine. He just has to basically be neutral. Gonna be almost 2 tenths behind now. What a battle here. We haven't seen anybody be able to catch the leader here. Collazo has found something different in this car and can keep pace. We saw Collazo right there on that last straight here. You'll see him follow a little bit here. But you're not seeing him being as drastic with these weaves that the 3 is. You'll see him, even on that last weave, stays in line. That weaving does slow you down. Collazo not being as aggressive with it, trying to stay in the wake. He's just trying to stay enough into the wake now within 2 tenths of this 3 machine. We'll see here. Like, not that the movement's not as drastic here. Look, he'll stay in line here. Keep the draft. Keep that run from the draft. And now look, all over the back end of this 3 machine. And look right there, just slightly behind the 3, keeping that clean air on the nose. That's exactly what's keeping him in this fight. Helm once again going to try to weave, but he is there. Hector Collazo is there. Two teammates, so we're not going to see the 45 do anything very dumb to try to get this win, but I'm excited here. 4 to go here from Indianapolis. See both cars in that outside wall. Oh, Hector, the outside wall there. But a huge run down out of turn 2. Within 1/10 here. If I'm this 3, you've got the draft from that lap car. Take advantage of it. Hector Collazo, though, blinked out. I think he's back. A tight finish here as we cross the stripe here to take the penultimate lap. 2 to go from Indy. Who's going to take it here? Collazo, Helms. You have Ford back there within a second now as he's starting to close into this battle. He's there outside. Now inside. Here he comes. Collazo side by side with Tyler Helms as they get ready to go into turn 3. Helms going to pinch him down there. Going to try to go on this top side. Contact going down the short shoot down here into turn 4. Side by side out of turn 4. They're going to be touching and Doran. No contact with the outside walls. We're going to be side by side as we take the final lap. 1 to go here for Collazo and Helms. Collazo will have the advantage on this bottom side here, going into 1. Helms is going to try to do everything to pinch him off. Contact out of 1. Going back into turn 2, still side by side. Hector with a little bit of a better corner. Helms, I would say, try to set him up here. Let him go. Collazo trying to snake away to get away from this 3 machine. Do not give him the bottom. Helms puts the bumper to the 45. Collazo. Wrecked. And just like that, Tyler Helms across the stripe. Give it to him. Had to use the bumper to do it, but he's going to get his 3rd win of the season here in the PRS Cup Series. Hector Collazo cannot be happy with that. Pass him clean just to get the bumper put to him on the last lap. Hector towed that car before he could cross the stripe. Max Ford will come home P2. Zachary Trevino, P3. Those will be your top 3 we interviewed tonight. But Tyler Helms will take it here from Indy, week 6. His 3rd win of the season. So I'll break that tie with the 77 of Wyatt Thompson. And we'll get ready to see him burn it down here on this front stretch. Controversial finish tonight's race, but despite that, congratulations to Tyler Helms. 3 for 3. 3 wins on the season. You saw him bring it down here. We'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break and let our partners over at iRacing and some league sponsors go ahead and talk to you guys, and we will be ready to talk to your top three at the end and to start your post race show. But we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors over.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
We welcome you back here to the Post Race Show here for the Prestige Cup Series here from the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tyler Holmes win his third race of the season here in dramatic fashion. We get ready to talk to the driver in number 3. Go ahead and talk to Tyler Holmes in the number 3 machine. Hey Tyler, it's Christian up here in the HBTV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, win number 3 here on the season. Obviously, a little bit of a, I would say, dramatic finish here. But walk us through your race. Walk us through those last couple laps there with you in the 45.
Yeah, you know, we dominated most of the race. Definitely had the fastest car all day, and that last run, I just slowly started to burn my right rear and my right front up a little bit, started to get tight. And you know, Hector started to get closer and closer, and eventually, you know, coming to the white flag or whatever, he got to me. And well, I'm a replay and kind of walk us through what was happening. So off of he got side by side with me off of turn 3 coming to the white flag, and then off of turn 4 he missed the corner, got tight, came up into me. Almost I had to lift or I would have put us in the wall. So I side drafted on the straightaway. He ran me as tight as he could where I was almost in the wall going into turn 1. And we were side by side as through there. I was always bad through turn 2 all day, and he was able to clear me and going down the back straightaway. I was like, okay, well, you know, it's Indy. Got one chance at this. You got to go into the next corner. So I drove it in really deep, broke, and I was going to try to hit my left sides on the little curving because that gives you extra grip. And I seen the opportunity to get into him, so I was going to try to give him the bump the best I could. And I had the opportunity to hit him in the left rear and passed him in 1. I mean, I didn't cause him to wreck. He's had the car saved, and then he wiggled the car around and then wrecked himself after. So I mean, I just gave him the bumper, and it's what's gonna happen when you give somebody the bumper at a high-speed track. And like he stayed in, I'm looking at it right now. He stayed in the gas a little bit after he started to spin. So, I mean, he can say, anybody, you guys can say all you want. I mean, if it's stock car racing on the final lap of the race, especially when you dominate all race, you think you deserve to win. And, you know, if I didn't get there and I gave him the bumper and he was able to take it, fair game. But I can't hit him. I can't give him the bumper square because I'm just going to plow with the dirty air. So I just drove it in really deep. Broke later than what I had been all run. And, but where I knew I could still make the corner, I'm fully confident I still would have made the corner even if I didn't make contact with them. And, you know, just hit him in the left rear, push him up the track. He wrecked the car and, you know, we were able to sail away for a win. So we'll take our third win of the season and, you know, move on to Charlotte.
And none of the doubt, regardless of how the finish was, fast race car for you and this whole 3 team. 52 laps led tonight. And going into Charlotte, obviously, one of the, you know, more popular mile and a half we come to on the schedule, a patriotic theme. What's the plan going in next week? Obviously, 3 wins under your belt. What's the plan going into Charlotte?
The plan is, you know, the whole goal is to win. I mean, this is what, race 5 or 6 in a row? Is this race 6? This is race 6, 3 wins, 6 top 5 or 6 top 3s actually. I mean, the goal is to win. I know I can win there. I have, you know, it's one of my best mile and a halves in the next gen. Besides the next gen, I hate that track. We're just going to be looking to start near the front. It's a long race, 200 laps. So we're just going to be looking to start near the front and just kind of do what we did today. Just try to, you know, get up front, get in the clean air and just try to drive away. And I mean, we'll see what happens then. It's a long race, so anything can happen. And, you know, hopefully we'll, you know, be there at the end of the race with the opportunity to win and, you know, just try to go get another top 3 at the minimum. I want to try to finish this whole regular season in the top 3. It's gonna be very, very difficult. But I think there's an opportunity. There's just a few races left, so we'll see what we can do. And you know, we won the stage. I think I had most laps led this race and got the win. So it's a great all around run for me. Yeah, I led 52 of 80. So great all around run for me. And you know, we'll take this win and, you know, move on.
Yeah, well,
I fully expect a penalty though coming my way. Sorry, my bad. But I do fully expect my penalty coming my way because that's just, you know, I guess people are gonna think that I wrecked him. But if you look at it, I gave him the bumper and he had the car saved after he put it in the wall and then he wrecked himself after. So I can't control talent issues. So we'll take our win. Probably gonna have a drive-through or an EOL to start the next race, but we're gonna have to find a way to rebound and recover from that and, you know, figure it out then and, you know, try to maybe drive our way through the field next race. So we'll take this win though and just try to move on from it after another pole position, another top 3.
Well, despite how the finish went, fast car for you tonight here, Tyler. But before we let you go tonight, anybody want to thank you for your 3rd win of the season here at Indy?
Oh yeah, 100%. Gotta thank you know, all my teammates at Duck Motorsports, Kobe Duckworth and Jackson Brown. Gotta thank Nicholas Road as well, and you know, Zachary Trevino, our Alliance teammate. You know, we work together pretty well again today, and as we have all season. It's hard to work together here though. It's a very aero dependent track, and you know, we work together. Gotta thank all the guys at Precision Speed Solutions. You know, we get the best setups on iRacing, so you can go get a setup at Precision Speed Solutions.gg. And you know, all the guys and everything that they do over there, and you know, I just gotta thank you for broadcasting as well, and you know, our race control. It's a tough race at the beginning, a lot of wrecks at the beginning of the race, which we need to clean that up as well a little bit and figure it out from there. So we're gonna take this win and walk into Charlotte with a lot of expectations.
Well, we appreciate you coming up here and talking to us here in the booth. Once again, congratulations on your win tonight, and we look forward to see what you can do next week at Charlotte.
Yep, thank you.
Tyler Helms wins his 3rd race of the season tonight. I think it's time to go ahead and talk to 2nd place driver. Let's go ahead and talk to Max Ford in that number 11 team. Hey, Max, it's Christian up here in the HBTV booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, P2 for you in this 11 team, and showed a lot of speed all race. Got caught up in a couple incidents, and somehow was able to drive your way up inside the top 2 there. Didn't really have anything it looked like for those top two. We're trying to just hold off that Ain't Machine of Trevino back there. Walk us through what got you up here inside this podium position tonight.
Honestly, it's just about dirty air. I knew I had a better long run car than, I don't know, 26 of the people over there. Like, only the top four I was on pace with for a long run. It's just a matter about track position. I was trying to get it, and every time I got up there, I honestly 3 times this race I got pushed up into the wall, got dirty aired, and I just felt like I wasn't getting the race clean, and somehow came away with a P2 finish there, respecting P3. And Zach there, he would gain, I don't know, he would get to within 3/10, and then I would lock in and pull away, and it just that kept happening multiple times. And I knew Hector and Tyler, they're obviously working together, but I knew Tyler was going to be aggressive. And once I saw them side by side, I was hoping for maybe just both of them to get tight, hit the wall, just something to slow them down. I would just be the guy that would just clean up crew and just walk on through for the win. But I saw Tyler go into 3 right behind Hector. I was like, this is his only shot to win. And he sent it in, did not care for Hector, which, I mean, I'm only going to say this because he is a teammate, which he's fine. Like, he's a great teammate, but for precision. But you have 2 wins. You don't really need to be doing that. Like, I don't know. It's iffy situation, especially since they're in the same call. But overall, this was a good race, besides getting caught up in a couple incidents of not of my doing.
You definitely had a lot of speed here, and talking about you had to hold off Zachary there, and Zachary kept gaining and losing and gaining and losing. What is that kind of frustration that builds up when with these long straights you have here at Indy? There's not really a whole lot you can do besides maybe that little bit of staking, but that car can always kind of catch up and kind of equalize that gap that you put on in the corners. That really, I mean, is the skill pace part of the track. Obviously, is the corners here. Is there any kind of frustration that kind of builds when you get that gap and he's just able to just catch back up via the draft?
Honestly, not really. I'm just, if anything, I'm more mad at myself for not hitting the lines right. I started to take a different line halfway into that run, and it started paying dividends a little bit, but I just had to nail it each lap, which for the most part I did. But I knew Zach, he really is only going to race you dirty or race you hard if you race him hard, which he's a good driver, good teammate, precision. But I knew my long run pace was good. His was too. It was just maintaining that dirty air. Also, in these cars, you got Michigan, I know, maybe a little bit here. If you have the draft, you have a run against the guy in front of you, you don't want to be in the draft, surprisingly enough. Like, there's a bubble, a draft bubble with a car in front. If you get close enough, it would just push them, and your advantage, your momentum advantage, is going to be gone because of that bubble. So the strategy is to get a good run and then dive down, not get their draft, so you get an even closer, and then in the next corner trying to avoid the dirty air. But it seems like Zach was trying to work through dirty air, and he even told me there he was just trying to see how to get by me and how dirty air works behind me.
It definitely seemed like dirty air was kind of the main factor of who kind of went where they were tonight. But able to avoid the carnage with you and with Tyler and Hector there. Come home P2, so congratulations on that, Max. Obviously not, the best of seasons, especially here, getting caught up in a lot of stuff. So coming home P2 got to feel really good, a good shot in the arm for this whole 11 team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've had pace all season, just haven't really gotten the finishing that I needed. Can't close it out. I mean, I've been known, if I'm leading the race, I'll choke it away, but this season it's just been, I just been getting caught up in wrecks. It's not my doing. But yep, thank you though.
Yeah. Once again, congratulations on this P2. Before we let you go, anybody you want to thank tonight for this win? For this P2 finish.
Honestly, I could win. I could win.
Yeah.
You never know. They could DQ him. But I want to thank Precision Speed Solutions for this awesome car. Chase Crawl Graphics for making this car. He's a good friend of mine. Good old head. But yeah, he does great graphics. Go to him for any. Go for setups. If you want setups, go to Precision. Thanks to my teammates Carmelo, everyone in the VC, Wyatt, JJ, all of them, they're all good guys. And thanks to Zach, Tyler for being teammates. Thanks to Ford for allowing me to drive a Toyota. My name's Ford, but I still drive a Toyota, so all the haters can hate. But yep, thanks again, and thanks for you to broadcasting. Thanks to JJ for hosting the league and session.
We appreciate the kind words up here in the booth, and we look forward to see what you can do next week at Charlotte. But once again, congratulations on this P2 finish. We'll let you get out of here and get ready for next week.
Yep, thank you.
Max Ford in number 11. He'll come home P2 after, avoiding the carnage there on the last lap. And we'll talk to your third and final interviewee for tonight's race, Zachary Trevino. And then number 8, I don't see Zach up here in the booth. We'll grab him. Yeah, we'll wait a couple minutes to see if we can find Zach, see if he wants to come up and share his thoughts for the race. But while we wait, we'll go ahead and take a look at your unofficial race results for tonight's race here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We talked to your top 2 right there. Tyler Holmes comes home with the win. Max Ford comes home P2. Zachary Trevino P3 as we wait on him to the broadcast booth. We see Colby Duckworth back there in P4. Jackson Brown P5. Carmelo Ecavera P6. Peter Hopp P7. Luca Lewis P8. Owen Lax P9. Jacob Bryant round out that top 10. See back there in P11. Isaiah Fox in 09 to 29 in Nicholas Road. Joseph Finwright back there in P13. P14 will go to Caleb Gordon. JJ Moore back there at P15. JJ Moore rounds out the top 15, and Hector Colazo, what a heartbreak. Had a chance to win it, got moved for the win. We'll have to see what the admins decide to do with that, but Hector Colazo P16, Gabriel Ngoli P17, and he'll start your lap down cars. Travis Prather 2 laps down in 18th. Bradley Maxwell P19. And Dorian Davis out early in P20 position. Finding out the field here. Wyatt Thompson, Chase George, Maxwell Thunderberg, Hayden Goley, and Ryder Morgan round out the field tonight. Do one quick look around for Zachary Trevino. See if we can find him anywhere. Maybe he left the building a little soon here. But I mean, sorry, I'm trying to talk with our admins here, trying to get Zachary Trevino up here in the booth, but looks like we cannot get a hold of him. So no interview for the number 8 machine, but a good run for him. Saw him battling with the 11 of Max Ford throughout the race here, and we'll have to take it here from Indy. So obviously we'll have to see if there's any penalties coming towards that number 3 machine going into Charlotte as we get ready to go into next week with the Charlotte for the Charlotte 200. 200 laps from Charlotte, so it'll be a 300-mile race. A little bit longer race here for PRS Cup Series. So interested to see what that can happen there, and obviously looking forward to the paint schemes. It's going to be a patriotic night there from Charlotte next week, so that's going to be something to talk about. Is the paint schemes for all the Cup drivers there tonight? But yeah, definitely an interesting race. Obviously, we had a bunch of cautions toward the start, and we were lucky enough that those cautions started to fade as we got to the end of the race. And I'm glad we didn't get a caution because that allowed that battle between Collazo and Helms to come about. And obviously, we saw Helms come on top there when it came to that specific battle, at least. So it'll be interesting to see. Is Hector going to repay the favor? Obviously, a teammate, but that doesn't mean, a whole lot sometimes. I definitely wouldn't be the happiest camper if I got dumped for a win, regardless if it was a teammate or not. So I'm interested to see what Lazo decides to do here, and if he's going to try to make something happen here later in the season. But yeah, I definitely had a great time calling the race. That finish was fantastic. Really cool to see Hector drive his way to the front and potentially his first win of the season, but fortunately it's not meant to be, as Tyler Helms takes his third win of the season, and we'll just have to move on into Charlotte. But I appreciate everybody coming out and watching the broadcast tonight. Looks like we peaked at 41 concurrent viewers, so I really do appreciate all the love and support and everybody coming out and watching the broadcast tonight. Everybody, not only me, myself, but everybody who works on the network over here at High Velocity TV definitely appreciates all the support, all everything that happens tonight. We appreciate everybody coming out into the chats and typing. Diecast Diva, Blair Productions, we appreciate you typing in the chat. Everybody over at, and even the people over watching at twitch.tv/ChristianBoss13. But before we let you guys go, we do have a couple of things we have to do if we kind of help pay the bills. If you guys would like to, we'd appreciate if you guys would subscribe to the High Velocity TV channel on YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification. It doesn't cost you a thing, and you'll be notified anytime we go live here on the channel. So we'd really appreciate that subscription, so you guys can at least know when we're going to go live and you come in here and watch some good racing, watch hopefully even an even better broadcast, right? So if you guys wouldn't mind dropping a like on the broadcast tonight, obviously watching that really cool battle for the win there between the 3 and the 45. But also, if you wouldn't mind, sharing the broadcast with friends and family, and just trying to share the network with whoever you can. We're young and growing, and just trying to get on our feet, and are really optimistic about what can happen here on the future here for High Velocity TV. But once again, my name is Christian Elgato, your lead producer and commentator. Congratulations to Tyler Helms on his win tonight here from Indianapolis, and we will see you guys tomorrow for the AWC Pro Series as they continue their season. And then Saturday, we'll be back for the ISNF Cup Series as they continue their season as well in the NASCAR Next Gen Machines. And we'll see you guys then for the next few days for some more broadcasting and some more fun up here in the High Velocity TV booth. But once again, I hope everybody has a good rest of their Thursday night. Be on the lookout for Friday and Saturday for some more broadcasts, and we will see you guys soon. Again, hope everybody has a great night. We will see you guys soon.